Legendary coach Brian Barber, 501 wins, the lion's share of those at Danville High School. He started his career many, many years ago at Riverton Park. He is in his first season as the head coach of the Monrovia Bulldogs. It's Monrovia and Eminence, the battle for the powder keg. Mark Janes along with Lance Scheib. And Coach, I guess if you look long enough, you have to expect a Norman Dale and Shooter to come walking out of the locker room here. I mean, this is what Indiana high school basketball is all about.
It's such a great way to start the season off. Such great expectation for both teams. Drew Dorsett doubled his wins from year one to year two. He'd love to do that again. And the anticipation of Brian Barber coming on board here for the Bulldogs is something that if you're a Bulldog fan, you got to be giddy as all get out, because you get yourself not just one of the best coaches, but just a great person to lead your program, and what a great way to start and kick off the basketball season.
You've been in situations where you had a lot of experience coming back, and you've been in situations where you had plenty of youth coming back. One is really no easier than the other, because there's always the fear of the unknown, and you know, you think you have plenty of time, especially with all the offseason stuff you do, but rarely, if ever, does a coach get ready for game one and say, yeah, we're right where we need to be. I don't need any more time. Most coaches would love to have another practice or two.
Well, most coaches have not won 500 games like Brian Barber, and I think that's probably the big key here. Is the longer that you do this, the more you have an understanding of what has to be in at what time of the year, and when to slow down and when to speed up. And I think both Drew Dorsett and Brian Barber are going to be happy to get this first game played, and look forward to see where they actually are after game one.
As we mentioned, Drew Dorsett in his third year now with a record of 9-38, and Brian Barber in his first season in Monrovia, 30 years on the sidelines, starting at Riverton Park, and then on to Danville, where he won a ton of games, including sectionals and regionals and conference championships. His record an amazing 501 and 192. We'll be back with first quarter action and starting lineups after this from ISC Sports.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Hey, got to take my hat off to the public address announcer here at Eminence High School. He was a longtime broadcaster at the Martinsville radio station. Dave Reinhardt was an official for years before that, and some management and ownership changes, a bit of uncertainty at that legendary station where I got my start in high school. And unfortunately, Dave not able to do play-by-play for Martinsville and Morgan County Athletics, but I can tell you he has been a tireless supporter of high school athletics for so many, many years, and happy that the folks at Eminence give Dave an opportunity to stay close to high school athletics. And great to see Dave tonight. Let's give you the starting lineups. First of all, for the Monrovia Bulldogs, they'll start Hudson McLeod, who's a 6'3 senior and wears number 1. Sculler Haynes wears number 2. He's a 5'9 junior. Eli Hampton at 5'10, a junior. He wears number 3. Clay Tharp is a 6'2 senior wearing number 5. And Hayden Nahira completes the starting lineup. He is at 6'4", and he is a senior. Now for the Eminence Eagles, they will start at one guard. Eli Jones, who's a 6-foot freshman. Keon Gregory wears number 11. He is a 6'2 junior. James Jeffries is 6'1", a senior, wears number 10. And then the two guys that they'll lean on mightily. Junior point guard, the quarterback of this team, if you will. 5'7 junior, number 24, Luke Finney. And Jonathan Myers, 6'3", a senior. He wears number 42. Again, the coaches, Brian Barber and Drew Dorsett. And Drew Dorsett is awfully high on Jonathan Myers. He's put in a lot of work in the offseason, and he's starting to get some small college looks.
Well, I just like the way they looked. Last year, I thought they didn't look. They were very unimpressive. They weren't very athletic looking. They look a lot stronger, a year older. They look a lot bigger. And I can tell the offseason is definitely working for Drew Dorsett. And again, looking forward to seeing this Monrovia team play, because I know what Brian Barber can do.
Eli Jones says he's a 6-foot freshman, and Drew Dorsett says he simply has the opportunity to be one of the best that has ever played here at Eminence High School. And I can tell you, folks, they've had some good ones for decades. Bulldogs control the tap, and they'll start it with Hudson McLeod on the right wing. Strong move by Nahira, throws it up off the glass, gets his own rebound, and is blocked from behind to the foul. He is incredibly athletic. Andy Olson was able to get him on the football field for the first time this year, and it paid off for him with a summer's worth of work in the weight room.
Well, Nahira, again, I just like the big physical play there of just how he's attacking the rim, really embracing contact, and that's a big deal.
Jonathan Myers picks up the foul as he's no-go from the free throw line. Adrenaline, I think, is a key for both basketball teams early on, with this being the first game of the year.
Well, I think, again, the first two minutes of this game, just trying to get things settled down a little bit, is going to be critical for both teams.
Nahira missed them both, and so the Eminence Eagles will have their first possession of the ball game. And Luke Finney, as we mentioned, he will quarterback this offense. They will run everything they do through him. Brian Barber's ball club dials up the pressure. And they force Eminence into a turnover. McLeod in transition. Looks at Haynes. Now goes back door to Tharp for the easy deuce.
Great job of moving by Tharp without the basketball.
This 1-3-1 is a staple of Brian Barber's basketball teams. They play it, and they don't get out of it very often. Tharp with the steal, goes coast to coast, throws it up and in. Clay Tharp with 4 quick points.
Great job of transitioning from defense to offense here, and I think, again, a quick 4-0 lead.
That's Eli Jones, the freshman, with the basketball now. And again, that's one they feel like is going to be awfully good. And Drew Dorsett is going to take a quick timeout because he knows his ball club is struggling to get into any kind of offensive consistency facing this 1-3-1.
Well, you talk about this, just the first game jitters, and now you throw a 1-3-3-1 trap on them. Again, the whole key on a 1-3-1 trap is you got to rotate and throw opposite.
This game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Endeavor Communications doesn't just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service is a game changer. Hey, don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit WeEndeavor.com or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory.
Well, you talk about experience and talk about just some older kids in general. I think that I like that if I'm a first-year coach, just because guys have been through the wars a little bit, and Brian Barber's going to take full advantage of the experience back for the Bulldogs. Total
buy-in by the 3 seniors. He said that's been the key from the first time he met with them in a classroom.
Well, when you get the seniors to buy in, then you said this, everyone will buy in.
Ball on the floor and a foul. They switched it down to Keon Gregory, the 6'2 junior, and the Bulldogs pick up their first foul of the game.
Haynes.
Scholar Haynes picked up the personal. Scholar primarily a JV player last year, but put in a lot of work during the summer. Great defense on the attempted shot by Jonathan Myers, and I'll tell you what, Myers is a space eater down low.
He is, but McLeod did a great job of using his length to minimize Myers' girth.
Haynes to McLeod. Bulldogs patient offensively. You'll see a lot of motion in this offense. It's a very he simplified things. He said, I'm not going to throw too much at him too soon because it's a new system. He won't be happy about the fact that they're a little stagnant. Now finally they move, and the flush for Hayden Nahira, who gets elevation quickly.
Well, to be successful in this offense, you have to move without the basketball, and that's exactly what Nahira did there. Great look, and they caused now a third turnover for the Eels.
So that 1-3-1 is doing its job, and Eminence is having a hard time adjusting to it. Hampton. A bit of a 2-3 zone, trying to slow Monrovia down a little bit. I don't know how efficient they're going to be from beyond the arc, but I think with the most of the offense, they're not going to have to rely on a three-point shot much. Although Haynes is going to take a deep three, and it'll be no good, and there's the link that is going to play to their advantage.
Well, you've got a situation here that patience is going to be big against this 2-3 defense, and you got to find a way to move without the basketball and not be stagnant.
Hampton runs the baseline. They get it to Tharp. Now to Haynes. He'll throw it up in traffic and draw a foul. Looks like Keon Gregory's going to pick up that personal. That'll be the team's second.
Good job again of moving and overloading aside, and then Haynes moving without the ball.
Scholar Haynes at the free throw line, and again, he's been a pleasant surprise for Brian Barber. He's shown a lot of leadership. He really likes his defense and his hard work.
Well, the junior, again, that's what the offseason is so critical for all these players. It's just a way just to develop your skills and improve.
Early 6-0 lead for the Bulldogs. They do a really good job of rotating back offensively and getting themselves an opportunity. Little baseline jumper put up by James Jeffries, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Clay Tharp.
Better job that time by Drew Dorsett's Eels of breaking that press and attacking the rim.
James Jeffries with the basketball to Finney. Finney back to Jeffries. They trail 8-0. Bulldogs match it up pretty well defensively. Eminence looking a little stagnant on offense right now. A lot of one-on-one stuff.
Yeah, there's not a lot of team basketball, and their fourth turnover is not going to help them.
Nahira walked with the basketball. Needed one dribble to finish off that move and didn't do it.
Again, if you're Brian Barber, you're happy the transition from defense to offense was great, and again, almost pulled off the easy 2 points.
Almost stepped on the out-of-bounds line, did Eli Jones.
Yeah, I thought the ball did get on there, but it wasn't called.
Hudson McLeod steps into the passing lane, looks behind him for the defense, throws it up off the glass, and the flush by Hayden Nahira.
Wow, what a follow! What a great job by Nahira of following the steal and getting down there for the easy 2.
That kid has got some elevation. 10-0 Bulldogs, and the defense has been stifling. Ball knocked away on the rebound. Ran ahead by Hampton. He tries to save it back inbounds, but can't.
I tell you what, the way that McLeod on that break, I think he threw that up here knowing that Nahira was coming.
Because that was not a shot. That was a pass.
I'm thinking to myself, what an ugly shot, but it was a great pass. My goodness.
Those guys know each other pretty well, and trust me, that's
that was great.
$10-0 Bulldog lead. In the paint to Jonathan Myers. Myers gets rid of it. Reverse layup, partially blocked. Rebound controlled by Clay Tharp. Tharp with the Bulldogs in transition. To the corner. McLeod for 3. No. Tracks his own rebound down. Throws it up in the paint. No. Rebound being fought for. Controlled by Hudson Pridemore. Pridemore did not get the start tonight. He's a 6'2 junior, and he's one that Brian Barber feels like could be an X factor for them. He's played with a lot of confidence in practice.
What I like is just his length, and I think, again, anytime you've got length in basketball, that is a huge advantage for you.
Puts up the three. It's no good. Tharp's there with a rebound, and he finishes it. 6 points for Clay Tharp, 12-0 Bulldog lead.
Well, it starts with defense, another steal. Might be intentional.
It is an intentional foul because he was going up for another dunk. Little bit of frustration expressed there by Finney.
You got to be careful there. I understand that it's you don't want to see a dunk, but that's an intentional foul, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So they're going to get everybody off the free throw lane. I will say that Finney went over, offered his hand to DeHera, and he kind of brushed it away. I think a good handshake, and
yeah.
You move on from there. At least he offered it. I mean, you understand where they are. They're down 12-0, and they're more than a little frustrated.
Well, I just think, again, this is a case where the officials have got to take control of this and just make sure that everything stays clean. If you're not here again, the one thing malicious, he just pushed him when he was up in the air, which I know gets you a little frustrated.
The goal was to keep him from getting another dunk. And that was exactly the mindset there.
Absolutely.
Because he knew that's what DeHera was going to do. And again, there was a little frustration there because, I think they felt pretty good about keeping this thing close early on, possession by possession. Now they're going over and explaining the scenario to Drew Dorsett. I don't know what Drew's arguing about. Drew's not happy about the flagrant foul call because I think by his mannerisms and what he was saying, Drew's contention is that I think if Drew has a chance to look at the film, he'll realize what happened there.
Right. And again, Drew's down 12-0. He's fighting for his team, and I think that's all he's trying to get done here. And again, you and I both have coached long enough to know that he's not going to change the official's mind.
No,
they
and
made their decision. Let's move on.
But I think at some point the official can put a period on it and move on too.
Absolutely.
Because if he's not going to listen to it and he's not going to know, the one thing Drew's got to be careful of at this point, he's got to be careful about getting teed up, and he just did.
Well, I think they have just kicked out Luke Finney. I think is what he was arguing. They must have upgraded to flagrant one where he has been ejected. I think that's what Drew Dorsett was arguing.
Well, that rule is designed to protect player safety.
Yes, it is. Yep.
And I don't think anybody, and I'm telling you, I know the family well, I don't think anybody feels worse about this than that young man, because I'm telling you, that's a good kid from a good family.
Yeah,
it was a heat-of-the-moment thing.
Absolutely.
Mom's worked here for years, and family's involved in agriculture, heavily involved in the 4-H program, and that's a really good kid that just got caught up in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
Now it's time for Eli Jones to get some experience running the point for Drew Dorsett's Eminence Eagles. Now Pridemore will go to the free throw line to shoot the technicals that were charged to Coach Dorsett, and he missed that one. This is not at all the start that they wanted. Drew knew that tonight would be a struggle, and he knows it's a process. That free throw is good. Pridemore has his first point, and it is now 15-0. The tough thing for Drew now is he's got to stay seated.
Right, until that's the issue is when you get a technical, you're not able to leave the bench area. And so
get up to call timeout, I believe,
exactly.
And that's it.
Yep.
DeHera to Tharp. Throws it up a little short. Rebound controlled by Eminence. 15-0 Bulldogs. Jones.
Certainly the start that Brian Barber was dreaming of, and again, Drew Dorsett is just frustrated, and I understand his frustration.
Riley Dillon, the freshman, getting some playing time, and that's an unforced error.
It's number 7 I have.
So Luke Finney is done for the night.
One of the returning starters from last year, and again,
At the floor general.
Yes.
He's the guy that runs everything.
he did I thought he physically looked a lot better, and again, I think in general they look a lot better.
Pridemore, baseline. Almost threw it away. McLeod from 15, yes. Got a nice touch.
He does.
17-0 Bulldogs.
Well, on your point, Brian's going to stay in his 1-3-3-1. It's something that you don't see a lot. We played it in high school. I loved it.
Good, strong move in the finish. And again, he's getting D3 looks, and understandably so. He is a load underneath, and I think he is a guy that can kind of slowly but surely maybe allow them to work their way back into this thing. I remember him the last couple of – you're just not going to outwork Jonathan Myers. You're not going to do it.
He is a phenomenal kid, has a great work ethic, great body to himself, and I can see why the schools would definitely be interested in him.
Haynes for 3. Up a little short. Jeffries in transition and a foul.
That's going to be Scholar's second, Hayes.
Hampton's going to come back in. As soon as the horn blows. At the free throw line, James Jeffries, 6'1" senior.
Basket good for Jeffries. With the foul, going to the free throw line.
Nahira is going to come out for a breather, along with Haynes. Nahira may sit out for the final minute 27. Reeve Monroe comes into the ball game. Another 6'3" youngster that Brian Barber's pretty excited about. So Jeffries hits both free throws, and it's now 17-5. They stay in that 2-3. McLeod open for 3. He'll hit that more often than not. And Eminence clears it away. Eli Jones may have to take over the role of running the offense. He'll stop, pop for 3. No, rebound controlled by Tharp. Great box out. To Eli Hampton, back to Tharp. 45 seconds.
Well, you talked about this before the game. I just like the length of Monrovia on how they look. And again, they're moving well, and a typical Brian Barber starting on defense. The kids have bought in.
Pridemore lost the handle, gathered it back in a double team. Turnover, Eminence. 25 seconds remaining. Jeffries letting the traffic clear. Pridemore's going to pick up the pressure a little bit. He'll skip it across the timeline to Eli Jones. Clock down to 10. Jones to Gregory. Three-pointer, no. Rebound controlled by Hudson McLeod. Clock down to 1, and they don't get a shot off. We have played 1 quarter of basketball. The Bulldogs race out to a 17-0 lead and lead at the end of 1, 17-5. Second quarter action when we come back.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
17-5 and a tough first quarter for the Eminence Seals because their experienced junior point guard, who pretty much is the proverbial straw that stirs the drink, committed a flagrant foul and was ejected. And talking about Andrew Finney. So they'll be without his services the rest of the night and won't play the next game either.
Well, it's one of those things that, again, as a coach and parent, it's one of those things that they really, it's just part of the game, and they'll learn from it and move on and put a little more experience in Eli Jones's hands here as a freshman, and we'll see what happens.
Official came over and asked if we were handling replays over here. No, we're not. We're not. I got a story about a basketball game I was doing here one time, and something one of the officials said, where the ball rolled underneath our table when we were sitting down there at the other end. But this is a family show, so I can't. Made an observation about the overall quality of play that night. Didn't realize he was doing so on an open mic. So
it happens.
17-5 Bulldogs. Empty possession for the Eminence Eels to start the quarter. Pridemore.
Now the question is, Mark, can Monrovia keep up the intensity and not let up? Great start.
Eli Hampton, top of the circle.
Hampton with a three.
Good, strong move to the bucket by Gregory. Throws it up a little short through a lot of loose arms, and look who hustles after it. Myers is going to reset the offense with Eli Jones. They'll go inside, and he's going to go to the hole, and he should. Yep. I don't know that they're going to have much of an answer for him if they let him get the ball that close to the bucket.
No, they got to win before he gets the ball, they being Monrovia, because when Myers gets that close, he physically is just going to out-maneuver him.
Tharp to Hampton. Pridemore. Hampton, nice entry pass, little turnaround shot, put up and in. Reed Monroe with his first two. They've liked him, new to the program. Plays on the boys volleyball team in the spring, but very athletic. And they spin right into a double team, and Pridemore's able to hold the ball up.
Well, you talked about the length, and just again, I just like the way that Monroe got the ball, went straight up and get over Myers, but his length is fantastic at 6'5".
Just a junior. Again, while those three seniors are important, there's some outstanding young talent on both ends of the floor. That shot came up a little short by Nahira. Rebound to Eminence. Trail at 22-7. And a steal. Hampton splits the defense. Throws it up, can't get it to fall, but the follow is there.
Monroe, I believe.
Yep.
Great job off the bench with a quick four.
Yep. 24-7. Eminence almost turns it over. Bulldog defense is relentless. That's a good, strong move by Keon Gregory. He couldn't get it to fall. Myers keeps it alive and flips it into the Bulldog bench.
9 turnovers here going into this, into this midway through or early in the second quarter. But to your point, all Brian Barber's teams do a great job of starting on defense, and they take a lot of pride in defense, and it's showing here tonight.
That pressure, it's smothered him. There he is, 501 wins.
I know you all at Monrovia are thrilled to have Brian there, and I think Brian is equally excited about being at Monrovia.
He called me when he was considering it, and I said two things. If you trust John Regatius as much as you have told me in the past, he would not ask you to come to a situation in which he didn't think you could win. And I said, furthermore, with 501 wins, you give it a couple of years. If it's not going in the right direction, go fishing.
Right.
And nothing left to prove in his career. He's among the all-time greats, and
well, he's retired from teaching. Is that correct?
Yep.
And again, so to your point, he doesn't have to do this forever, but he must enjoy it still. He's got a great family, and again, it's something that I know he takes a lot of pride in teaching and influencing the future. And what a better place to do it than Monrovia.
Well, one thing that's helping him a bit in terms of building relationships is he's subbing on a fairly regular basis in the building.
Well, that, again, you have to find that connection with the students and the basketball team in general, so I think that's not surprising.
I like Monroe and how active he is around the bucket. Tharp missed an easy bucket off a drive. And off the missed shot, it trickles out of bounds, and it'll go back to Eminence at the 5-minute mark of the first half. Well, and, we talked about it during the girls' game. It's the overall administrative support that's in place there that I'm sure he appreciates. Shot put up and missed out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs.
I'm not sure you're going to find too many places in the state that have a buy-in from their principal, assistant principal, and AD all wanting you to be successful. And I think that's what Brian recognized and what drew him to Monrovia.
Of course, our principal at Monrovia High School, Mike Springer, the son of the legendary Bob Springer, who essentially is the architect of the current high school football format, but he was head of the FCA, won so many games with so many legendary teams in Indianapolis, Washington. Assistant principals, Nick Purica. It's one of the legendary families in high school sports as Nahira misses the attempted layup and falls to the floor, and Eminence has the rebound in transition. Myers tried to show a little bit of touch and threw it up a little short. Hampton in transition. The lob inside. And a missed easy shot. Things getting a little sloppy right now between the two teams. And you can see with Eminence, there's a little bit of fatigue setting in. Jonathan Myers is having a hard time getting up and down the floor. And as we say that, he beats his man to the bucket. He must have heard me.
Jonathan Myers with the field goal.
6 points for Myers, 24-9 the lead for the Bulldogs.
To your point, I mean, Myers is double over, and it's something that the depth of the Monrovia team is starting to show itself a little bit.
Hampton gets partially blocked. Eminence with the rebound. I think something significant needs to happen soon because the Pay faithful, I think, are starting to lose interest in this missed shot fest that we're currently viewing.
Well, it's one of those things that you can't simulate game experience and game speed. And I give Myers credit; he is exhausted, but he is putting them on his back.
6 points of the quarter, and Brian Barber has seen enough as the lead is cut down to 24-11 at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. And Coach, I kind of said that if anybody was going to get him back within striking distance, it would be Jonathan Myers, and they found him inside.
Well, he's got 8 of the 11, and the senior is doing his very best to kind of work the Eels back into this contest here, and he's doing exactly that. I think that's why Brian Barber took a well-advised timeout.
Game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. Doesn't just provide ordinary old internet service. Their blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit We Endeavor or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. How about the winning coach from game number 1? Going to join you at halftime. Daryl Gibbs will be here to kind of talk about their season to the point, the overall program, and their win tonight.
Looking forward to talking to Daryl. He's done a great job. They're off to a fantastic 5-1 start, and it's something that I know that he is excited about. They're 5-1. They're 4-0 for the first time since 1988 before their loss on Friday. So 5-1, they'll take it.
Another missed shot for the Bulldogs off the timeout. Eminence comes in transition. And a turnover. McLeod with a good look to Pridemore, who's there for the easy deuce.
Pridemore with a field goal.
3 points for Hudson Pridemore, back to a 13-point lead at 24-11. Looks like Bulldogs dialing up the defense a little bit. Myers spins into a double team, and we got a foul.
It's a good job there by the Eels of knowing who is hot and who's doing well for them, and that is Jonathan Myers with 8 points and a good job of feeding him and keeping him going.
A lot of teams would like to have him.
Oh my gosh, yes, he is a load, and again, he's built more like a tight end or a defensive end, but he's playing like a true great basketball player.
And I mean, he uses that elbow just so subtly to buy himself some room. I mean, it's not an extend the arm clear type of thing, but it's enough contact to give you some room, and it's something you can get by with. And he shows a little bit of touch on 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and he's dialing in on double digits, which they'll need him to do most of the nights that they play this year. 14-point lead. Bulldogs, three-pointer, baseline left. I think Brian Barber would like for them to run a bit more offense and not settle for those threes.
Well, it's one of those things that they'll understand what their coach wants, and there's a chance that might be a goaltend. But there's a chance, but they'll understand work the clock a little bit. The clock is your friend, being up 14.
Officials are talking it over.
Basket's good by
And-
Myers.
And they're going to count the basket, and he has gotten the opportunity now for the old-fashioned trifecta. So 11 points for him.
All on Clay Tharp. Myers with one.
Tharp
free
picks
throw.
up the personal. That's his first. Just the team's second. And Myers misses the free throw, and the Hero skies for the rebound. Nice when a guy with hops like that can walk the ball up the floor for you.
Well, Nahira is just a really good athlete, and I think it's something that Brian Barber will really like to utilize him this year.
I don't think Brian's going to be happy with their spacing in this quarter offensively and their lack of motion, lack of movement offensively. I had a chance to go to a couple practices this week, and I mean, that's move. That's what you hear. You're constantly moving, a motion offense.
Well, the nice thing is the film doesn't lie. So he'll go back in on probably Friday, watch the film, and really express his concern and his expertise on why you have to move more in practice.
12-point lead for the Bulldogs. Tharp comes baseline. The kick out. Three-pointer, no, but there's Tharp for the easy deuce. He's had a nice half.
Rebound and the field goal.
8 points. Playing
Yeah.
well, I think. Again, he's been around the ball a lot, moving without it, and has played really well.
Back to a 14-point lead. Three-pointer launched up by Eli Jones is no good. Rebound won't go. And Eminence is going to get another shot at it. With a minute to go. Jones comes baseline to Keon Gregory. They try to make the entry pass to Myers, but it's knocked away.
Well, I know that Drew Dorsett likes his freshmen, and both Jones and Dillon are getting baptism under fire here tonight against this very good Monrovia team.
And we've got a timeout. Drew Dorsett wants to talk things over. Joining him on the bench this year is his dad. He said it's always been a dream of his to have his dad join him, and finally was able to get it worked out. Dave, a longtime high school basketball coach, coached here, the Eminence girls, was head coach years ago at Monrovia, coached in Martinsville, coached the boys at various levels, and played in this powder keg game, was a really good shooter. And he said, it's just very special. He said, Dad softened a little bit. I coached with him several years ago, middle school basketball, and Dave was a very demanding coach and was not easy to play for. But simply put, I've always felt like that when he was coaching, if you could find 5 kids to do what he tells them to do the way he tells them to do it, more often than not, they would be very, very successful. And he took a year off from coaching and was an official last year of all things, and joined his son Drew here at Eminence this year. It's a good story. And, of course, Mark Clifton over there, longtime assistant coach, several programs, Brownsburg and Monrovia, is an assistant here. So Drew has plenty of people to lean on in terms of decision-making and planning the strategy.
Well, I'm sure it's a thrill for he and his dad both. It's one of those things that is pretty special to work with your family, and I think that's something that both these men will look back as very fond memories of their lives.
Cullen Mowry, another freshman, checks into the ball game for Eminence. Eli Jones gets the ball in the backcourt. 40 ticks remaining. Monrovia's doubled them up, 28-14. What was it, 17-0, I think, before?
17-0.
Yeah.
They've, again, I give Eminence a lot of credit. They've kept their poise and composure. They lost their floor general, and they're playing much better.
Myers puts the shot up, can't get it to fall. Ball knocked loose. They get it back to Myers. He lays it up, throws it up a little bit short. The rebound comes down to Tharp. McLeod in transition. Little stop and go, and the ball knocked away.
Good job of transition defense there of causing and not letting an easy 2 for the Bulldogs. Good job by Eminence.
Tharp to inbound. Clock down to 10. Back to Tharp. Deep 3. How about it? Eli Hampton.
Hampton with his second 3.
Shot put up at the buzzer by Jones, and the first quarter has come and gone, and it is all Monrovia. After racing out to a 17-0 lead, Eminence loses their point guard to an ejection off a flagrant foul. Eminence tried to hang tough. They did put 14 points on the board. They trailed 31-14. Monrovia girls basketball coach Daryl Gibbs joins Coach Scheib after this timeout.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
We're back at halftime of the boys' game of the Powder Keg with Monrovia leading 31-14. Joined by winning girls coach from Monrovia, Coach Daryl Gibbs. Congratulations on your Powder Keg win.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Give me your insight and what you thought on how your girls played the first game.
You mean this game we just like?
Yeah, the one you just played. Yes.
Okay. No, it's weird. I mean, I've only been here for this will be my third Powder Keg. And it changes how they play every time. Like, I mean, we could have been playing on it, we could have been on a roll, but we get in these games and it just means so much to the girls and it changes their emotion and how they play up and down. But this game, I mean, obviously we're, up 5 at the half, and we get in the locker room and all we talked about was just being more calm, more patient, more all the things that you need to do in order to be successful. And we go second half, we came out and we did that.
Well, you're up 5. They cut it. They go up 1. And then you guys go on an unbelievable run, and all of a sudden I look up and you're up 15 points. What do you think changed to go from down 1 to up 15 that quickly in the third quarter?
So this team in general is, for us, if you look at our record this season, it's been the same way. We go on, like, I never get really, at Triton last week or earlier this week, we were down, I think 12 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and then we were up 1 with, like, so, I mean, it's an emotional, I mean, we can go on runs, and that was an example, kind of like you. I mean, sometimes I look up and the run has happened. I go, all of a sudden I looked up, I go, oh, we're ahead now. It's kind of, it seems crazy, but I think that's the way we play. I like to play that way because it kind of gives everybody a touch of the ball. We try to share it as much as we can. So I think it's a fun style. I don't think the fans love it because it's up and down, but I think they go home and they're probably energized from watching it.
So you were 4-0 for the first time since 1988. You're 5-1. How do you assess these first 6 games? Are you happy? The girls are. I know as a coach we're never happy, right. But are you? I mean, you're 5-1, which means they're listening and doing the things that you want them to do in practice and carrying over to a game.
It's that because like last year at this time we were 3-3. And we had lost going into this game, we had lost 2 already. And so it was interesting because, like, it's hard as a coach to try to compare, like, last year to this year. I thought we'd be farther ahead than we are now as far as the things I'm trying to teach them. But we're not. And I think the cool thing is that I look at some teams we played already, and I think they're at their ceiling already. I think we have so far to go, and now whether we'll get there or not is one thing. But I think I like where we are right now with the chance to get better.
Great. Now, as you look at this week of leading up to Thanksgiving, what is your mindset now between now and Christmas? What are you trying to get accomplished?
Well, for us, I think our conditioning, because we try to run. Our goal is to score 65 a game. Like, and it's wild. And if you're going to score 65 a game, you got to be conditioned to score. And I thought early on in the season, when we started the year, we had 9 players that I thought we could play and rotate in. Some of them haven't panned out the way that I expected. But, you know, they're young and they'll change. But now my focus is trying to get us in condition. They don't like to run in practice, and they don't like to do. And I hear all these coaches. I watch a lot of coaches things online, and they talk about you need to keep them playing to get them in shape. It's kind of hard to teach them what we need to teach them and keep them playing at the same time. So we've added a lot more conditioning in our things. And so I think by about Christmas time, I can't wait till that little pause in between, because then we can just work on that conditioning side.
Outside of the conditioning, what's going to be your main focus moving forward until you get to Christmas?
Well, right now we struggle in half court, period. We had 28 turnovers in the game against Triton. And I think that's the one thing that we've been working on is we run a two-sided break. That's really the big thing. I haven't been able to get people into the corners on each side, because it takes a lot of effort. And if it doesn't happen, once we don't get them in the spots, the kids get all frazzled and don't know what to do. So the goal before in the next couple of weeks would be to try to figure out how do I, first of all, get them in shape enough to get to the corners, but second of all, when they don't get to the corner, what's the next play and how do we go from there? I do think, I see strides every day. I think we have, like I said, I'm excited because I think we have, the potential for goodness is really there. It's just a matter of trying to get them to realize that potential.
I agree completely. Last question here. Thanksgiving, any traditions that you and your family have?
So my boys last year, they played at Marshall. Two of them played at Marshall. And so we traveled to Marshall last year we traveled to Marshall. They usually played in some tournament over Christmas where they played at Grace. And so now this is really the first Thanksgiving that we've had where, we usually, when they were in high school, we do the same thing. My wife makes this ridiculously huge spread of food. Two of them are 6'7", 1 6'4", and we just watch football all day. That's all we do is sit. And for me, during the season, I have my laptop out while football's going on, trying to look at game film of other teams. So it's kind of, and they're on my staff now, so it's kind of been awesome to have them with me. So it's been a really great year for me so far.
Well, congratulations on the win. Have fun tomorrow eating turkey.
You do the same.
And good luck for the rest of the year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Coach.
All right.
Joined by Daryl Gibbs, head girls coach of Monrovia. We'll be back for the second half here in just a little bit.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Welcome back to the tank here at Eminence High School. 31-14 your score at halftime. What's your conversation like if you're Drew Dorsett in the locker room?
Well, I think you guys say, hey, we withstood a huge flurry early. We came back, we settled down, keep playing our style, our game plan. It's getting us back in this game slowly but surely. But again, keep fighting.
How about if you're Brian Barber?
I think Brian. I think they relaxed. I think Monrovia relaxed a little bit in the second quarter. I think get back to that defensive intensity and keep attacking.
Like that dunk by Nahira, and that finish off the lob pass off the glass by Hudson McLeod. And I like the game that Clay Tharp played. I mean, I think when Clay's career first started at Monrovia, I think a lot of folks thought that he would be a perimeter threat. But as he has gotten older, I think his game around the basket has continued to develop. And I think Clay realizes that, there's some nights he may get 17 or 18 points, but then there's other nights where he's going to get maybe 11 or 12 points and get a lot of rebounds. Reed Monroe, I think, gave them a nice boost off the bench. That junior that news to the program.
I've been impressed. I think Brian can go 8 or 9 deep and really feel pretty good about himself. Great steal.
Tharp gets the steal and finds Nahira, and he missed the dunk. And that's a technical foul for hanging on the rim.
See, I thought he was protecting himself there as much as anything else. I think they're going to get him for a technical, as you said, but I also know that I think he was he saw somebody that flashed in front of him here.
So free throws.
And a foul.
So Eli Jones will go to the line. Ooh, that did everything but fall through. Again, this is a young man that Drew Dorsett is very high on. Thinks this kid can be as good as they've ever had here. Has a lot of upside. Has a lot of confidence. Just a freshman. I asked him, I said, well, do you think by January, February you'll be better? He said, I think we need to be better by Christmas in terms of our young people. He said, I'm throwing them into the deep end. Nice give and go off the inbounds. Ball knocked away. Jonathan Myers, 11 first half points. He's the one that made it somewhat respectable, and we thought that was the way they'd get that done.
He did a great job of understanding that he had to really take this team and put them on his shoulders, and he did that and kept them in the game for the first half.
Swing it around to Jeffries. Get it to the corner. Three-pointer by Eli Jones. 4 points to start period 3.
He's starting to calm down a little bit. I think those free throws kind of helped him a little bit for first points of the game.
Clay was open for 15. Passed that up. They go to Hampton. Haynes starting 5. Back in there for both with the exception of Eminence. Tharp throws that shot up a little too short. Jonathan Myers says it's all mine. Finney ejected off a flagrant foul. Drew Dorsett picked up a technical discussing that. Bulldogs knock it away, but Evans is able to gather it back. Baseline jumper, Jeffries, no. Fought for the rebound, held ball, alternating possession. One of the worst rules in all of sports. Goes back to Monrovia.
I agree with you all.
I only say it once a broadcast, but I get it in once a broadcast.
I agree. I'm old school on that as well. I think you need to earn the possession and not be giving it to you. And I know it speeds up the play a little bit, but I like the old-fashioned way of doing it.
Good anticipation by Jonathan Myers. I think Brian Barber will talk to his team about the energy they exhibited to get that 17-0 lead. And quite frankly, I think they've suffered from some complacency since.
Well, it's hard. I don't care what anybody says. When you're up 10, 12, 15 points, and as a coaches, we come in and say it's 0-0. You're still up. And I think it takes a really mentally tough team to sit there and say, you know what, he's right. It's 0-0. Let's go out and do what we did in the first half. And his teams do that as the year goes on.
Haynes to Hampton. Ball was kicked. They'll restart it. I'll tell you something they face, and John Regasius, their AD, is working on it. Pretty good chance they're not going to play December 5th or 6th against the Cascade Cadets, who are playing for a state championship. And so what that means is, given their next game after that, Brian Barber is looking at a 10 to 12-day layoff. So John Regasius says, we've got to find somebody to play. We can't lay out that long.
Well, it's not ideal, and I understand if you're Cascade not wanting to be able to play. And I think it's one of those things you have to stay in a rhythm, because the last thing you want to do is take that kind of break off.
Inbound to Hira, doesn't fall, but he'll go to the free throw line. Now, there was some discussion about playing that game December 6th instead of the 5th, because you need 5 practices in between seasons, if you will, if you play both sports. But I think you understand Cascade's reluctance to do that.
We had that the year, my senior year, when we won the state championship, and we played 7 games in 9 days, or 7 games in like 11 days, and it's not the best, but you need to, if you're going to go, you need to transition to basketball.
Well, the holiday weekend used to be a Wednesday night for Monrovia against Eminence, and then the following Saturday night against the Mooresville Pioneers. And both schools had to get out of that, as a good give and go resulted in an easy deuce for Jones, who has 6 points all of the quarter. And they did away with that Saturday night game because both of those schools got pretty good in football, and they were always making deep tournament runs and had to reschedule it.
Well, that's always a good problem to have. And again, I know Cascade is thrilled. It's a game, one of the 2 games that you and I will call this weekend. And but again, if you're the basketball program at Cascade, you're ready to get going.
32-20, 12-point lead, and Eminence slowly but surely sneaking back into this. That three-pointer would have helped mightily, and McLeod gets fouled on the rebound. Well, you get an inside 10 with 5.5 to go in the quarter if you hit that 3.
No, you would be thrilled to get this thing to 10 or less by the end of this quarter. And so, again, you had a great look there. It just didn't fall.
I wonder if at some point that 1-3-1 is going to come back.
I think they struggled against that. I thought that really got them out of a rhythm. And if you don't see it, it's tough to go against.
Tharp's in double figures with 10. Back to a 14-point lead, 34-20. The problem is when you get down 17, 18, 19 points, you can make a little bit of a run, and then the next thing you know, you give up a couple of buckets, and look at the lead. It's right back to 16 now.
Well, you've got a situation. This is if I am Drew Dorsett, I am very proud of my team from the standpoint that Finney gets ejected. You get down 17-0, and you're down 16, but you're starting to play better. I think that's a big deal.
I know you don't like the idea of being without him, but there is a benefit to that because now they know that they're capable,
yes,
and somebody else can step up, next man up type of mentality. And some of these youngsters that he's thrown into the deep end can mature. I think he'd rather do it with Finney on the floor, which I understand. I will say, if you're Jonathan Myers, what he just did there is not his game, and unfortunately he's a little slow to get up, and he's holding on to the back of that left leg. And I don't know if it's a cramp or if it's a strain. It looks like a cramp. Guys are helping him out a little bit.
Well, he was struggling getting up and down the floor in the first half, and so it's one of those things that he just, again, this is where the nutrition and it all goes full circle. You got to take care of your body because it's the first game. You're excited. It's great. It's a packed house here, and you want things to go well.
So you've got December the 5th scheduled to play Cascade. The next ball game is you host Speedway for a boys and girls doubleheader, and that's not till December 12th. That's a long time without a basketball game.
It is, and again, I'm hopeful that Monrovia is able to either get that game played on the 6th or find something that they can play or somebody that they can play.
Well, they were hopeful of being able to move Frankfort from January the 10th up to Tuesday of next week because they didn't want to go from Wednesday to the following Friday or Saturday without a game.
Wow.
And plus, Brian Barber said he likes Tuesday night games. He really does. Haynes had an open look from the wing, decided not to take it. And Bulldogs standing around a little bit offensively, not much motion.
Well, I think that Brian Barber is signaling what he wants or telling him what he wants to be able to do. I think now hopefully they get into a set and start moving and overloading and doing things that he wants done.
They are. They wouldn't hurt to reverse the basketball.
Yes.
They're loading up that left side a little bit, making themselves easy to defend. Hudson spins away from traffic, throws it up to Haynes, who everyone forgot about, and Scholar Haynes has 4 points.
Great job of Scholar Haynes there of finding just kind of the open area and just being able to find that crease.
That pressure comes back, and Drew Dorsett bails his team out by calling a timeout. As far as the Eminence Eels, International is up next on December the 3rd, and then Tabernacle Christian on December 5th. They've got a string of 4 consecutive home games. December 3rd, International, December 5th, Tabernacle Christian, and then Heron on December the 9th. They don't go on the road till December 13th when they go to Washington Catholic. Sectional championships for Eminence. In 1962, 1978, 2007, and 2011. Regional champions in 1962. Last win over Monrovia, 68-63 in the 14-15 season.
Well, the nice thing here, if you're Drew Dorsett, your team is getting some great experience against I think a very good Monrovia team here, and anxious to see how they both improve and move on from this.
Eminence took the first 2 games of this series, Coach. They won it 20-10 back in 1919. And then the Bulldogs took the air out of the ball in 2020, but fell short 8-7. Monrovia's first win in this battle between these 2 schools, 33-26 in the sectional back in 1930.
Wow.
That's how long these 2 teams have been playing each other.
I think that's just special. I think it's special for this area, for the community in general, and again, it shows here tonight with this great crowd.
Again, I think the powder keg started between the boys in the late 60s, early 70s. When they played earlier, those numbers we were talking about, nice dish from Tharp to Nahira. That all happened during tournament time years ago. They were in the sectional in various places around here. Mainly for years they were in a Martinsville sectional. Tharp battling for the loose ball, and it's going to be held up. Go back to Eminence. I remember back when I was in high school, I believe it was Monrovia, Eminence, Indian Creek, Bloomington North, Edgewood, Martinsville, and the John R. Wooden Gymnasium.
Wow. Well, it's again, this is great. I mean, I'm thrilled that yesterday and today's kickoff for boys basketball. Again, you got football that's ending with a state championship. It's just a fun weekend.
Almost stolen away by Nahira. Jones is able to track it down. He got off to a good start in the quarter. It's been quiet since. He'll drive, pull up from 12, throw it up a little too strong, and Hampton's there to clear it away for the Bulldogs. Approaching 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Scholar Haynes, Hampton wants it back. Looking in the corner, Tharp with a nice drive baseline, kicks it over to Nahira. Back to Scholar Haynes for 3. Good ball rotation. That's one that Brian Barber is going to point to in the film room and say, that's what I want.
Well, the extra pass, you go from a good shot to a great shot, and I think that was big.
Nahira called for the foul. He got a bit more of the arm than he did the ball. And Brian Barber says, I like the hustle, but let's move our feet and not grab it.
Nahira with his second foul.
Just his second personal.
Yeah, and again, he nearly picked the pocket, and now he's got to be able to, well, not good.
Tharp with the anticipation, lays it up off the glass and in. It has been a very efficient night for Clay Tharp, especially defensively, and he's been awfully good around the bucket. And just like that, the lead has ballooned to 25.
Well, I mean, Coach Dorsett, just like right there, the freshman Jones is getting trapped just as he crosses the 10-second line. He'll learn from film. He can't do that. He has to keep his dribble alive.
Well, good things happen when you get it inside to Jonathan Myers. Yep. He's got 13 points.
Myers is having himself a night, doing a great job.
Nahira forces a shot. Brian Barber not happy with that. Nahira might be coming to the sidelines after that. Myers gets it back, bowls his way past Clay Tharp, throws it up too strong. Battle for the loose ball on the rebound. Keon Gregory from 15. That won't go. Tapped up, and Keon Gregory comes back to get the basketball, and Hudson McLeod commits the foul.
Great hustle there by Keon and just not giving up on the play. There's a lot of things that have happened tonight. I know they're down 23, but that Drew Dorsett will look at and say, hey, here's where we're making progress. Here's where we've got to get better.
Yeah. Again, doubled up their win total last year, Eminence did, and that expectation level is close to that again. He said, I don't know how many games we're going to win this year, Mark. He said, but I really believe that double-digit wins are not far away for this program.
Well, when you got 3 freshmen that are going to get a bunch of minutes, you're only going to get better. And I think Jonathan Myers can certainly help them a bunch, just as his size and who they're playing. And hats off to Brian Barber. I mean, again, you come in game 1, your defense looks really good. You're scoring the ball a little bit here. And I know there are a lot of things that Brian will look on the film to improve with, but it's a good first 3 quarters first team.
Eli Hampton open for 3, can't get that one to fall. Weak side rebound controlled by James Jeffries, who's given him a lot of action here in the 3rd quarter. Good move inside, and the finish by Hudson McLeod. 4 points for him tonight. 47-22.
Well, the one thing that Brian Barber, his guys got to be happy with, he has played some stifling defense right now. And just, again, there's not been a lot of easy looks for Eminence, and again, for game 1 of this 26th season, I think he's got to be fairly pleased.
We mentioned doubling that win total. Drew Dorsett said they were actually 5 possessions away from being 11-10 last year. So he obviously went into the offseason with a ton of optimism. Bulldogs playing for the final shot here as Monroe checked in during the stoppage and play. Haynes pulls up from 12 and gets fouled. As far as the youth program, the first year he took over, there were 25 kids in the youth program. Next year he gets it to 45. Now he has 60. He has junior high A and B teams, and the 5th and 6th grade have 2 teams. So that gives you an idea of how he's strengthening the root system.
Well, you have to build it, and when you do build it, it takes time. And I think Drew understands that, and I think that he, again, if he can keep showing the progress at the varsity level, the younger programs will keep developing.
Scholar Haynes has had a nice night, 9 points for him. 49-22. Time starting to wind down. Tharp pulls up at the buzzer, doesn't get the shot off, even though it went. 3rd quarter action has come and gone. The Bulldogs in command, 49-22. 4th quarter action when we come back.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
As far as Brian Barber, he says the buy-in has been off the charts. It all starts with the senior leadership. We talked about that in the girls' game. He said the chemistry has been great. They've been preaching, playing 32 minutes. He, again, talked about the administrative support. Regatius, Springer, Purica. He said he's always had his eye on Monrovia as a program that he appreciated because of the toughness of the kids. And so it wasn't a difficult decision. And he likes the feeder system that they already had in place. I mean, you go back to Chris Sampson and then Kyle Swafford, and Nick Hinojosa certainly maintained it. He's got Matt Walls, who we talked about, daughter Zoe. You saw him play. He's helping at the youth league level. Brady Crone, his varsity assistant, heavily involved there. Todd Kamick, a former Bulldog player, is involved. Matt Nagels, his JV coach, a former player. Brian Willett, Alex Willett, both Bulldog graduates, former players, all MHS grads, and a pretty nice staff he's put in place, a pretty good system at Monrovia as well.
Well, it's something that's what you get when you get somebody with the experience and the knowledge and this ability to coach the way that Brian Barber can, and I think that's look for great things out of Monrovia moving forward.
And with this big lead, this is an opportunity for them to be patient offensively and make Eminence come and get them. The Eels have kind of packed the zone in a little bit, and they've not made any attempt to come out and trap yet. And they're just working the perimeter and working the clock.
Well, if you're Brian Barber, you're probably you're happy you're getting this type of opportunity
Sure.
because you get a chance to kind of work on a lot of different things and get it on film and say, hey, here's where we got to get better.
Three-pointer, baseline, no. Monroe skies for the rebound, throws it up and in. I think he's going to give them some good minutes this year. He's going to grow in confidence each and every time out.
Well, he's 6'5", and he's got great length, and I just like the way he plays. He's coming off the bench, and I, like you, think he's going to get more and more minutes as the year goes.
Down low, good pass to Cullen Mowry. He gets fouled and will go to the free throw line. You know, he came out tryouts a couple of days, and his head was spinning. And he said he was going to give it up, and he was going to concentrate on playing volleyball in the spring. And he and Brian Barber sat down and had a really long talk, and a couple of the other guys talked to him too and got him back in the fold, and I think he's going to be a contributor.
Well, the nice thing is he can come in and kind of grow as he needs to be able to grow and not force to get out there too early. And so if he can just continue to kind of buy in a little bit and grow, I look for good things to happen from him.
Cullen Mowry gets the second one to roll around and in, his first point. Seen some minutes tonight in both halves.
I'm a freshman. He's a third freshman off the bench.
Good look from Tharp to Scholar Haynes. Haynes in double figures with 11.
Scholar did a great job of moving without the basketball. I appreciate that. We're getting a 10-second call here. Ooh.
Bulldogs continue that 1-3-1. And they'll run it ahead to Haynes, and he's going to try to go back-to-back and does. Did a great job of getting himself under control, gathering that in. 13 points now, the lead 55-23. And another steal. Haynes with a nice skip pass. Up off the glass and in, Pridemore. Pridemore with 5 points. 57-23, under 6 minutes to play. And again, first game of the year and a new coach. That's why that 1-3-1 pressure is there with this lead. They're getting a much better look now than they would ever get in practice. Mowry with a nice, strong rebound. Couldn't get it to fall. Another tap back up and in by Jeffries won't go. They tap it out to Jeffries, and he gets that to fall.
Well, the one nice thing, if I'm Brian Barber, is because he takes so much pride in defense, and to see the kids come out here and play the way they played tells me, starting with those 3 seniors, have bought in. And if we're going to win here at Monrovia, he understands he has to start on defense. I'm not sure what double is, but that's what Brian wants, and that's what they.
He was very vociferous in getting his point across, and it results in a turnover. Three-pointer, baseline left, and a foul underneath. I think they're going to get hampered on that. Gave Mowry a little bit of a shove.
Push.
Hampton with his second foul.
You know, the nice thing, if you're Brian Barber, and you talked about it a second ago, being up by 27 points, you're going to be able to play a lot of kids, get a lot of kids in, see them on tape, which keeps everybody happy, especially going into Thanksgiving.
Throw that ball deep in the backcourt. Riley Dillon getting some minutes here. Kind of got away from Jonathan Myers a little bit after he had put about 11 points on the board. They get back to him, and he throws it up under the bucket. Monrovia has the rebound. Nice skip pass ahead. Scholar Haynes is having himself a pretty good quarter.
With a field goal.
15 points for Scholar Haynes, 59-25.
Well, the one thing that Monrovia's done in the second half, they've turned Eminence over a bunch.
Jonathan Myers,
Myers with a field goal.
15 for him.
Yeah, they've done a good job of turning him over and then transitioning to offense quickly, and the transition to defense for Eminence is kind of lacking right now. Something I know that Drew Dorsett will focus on.
Three for the baseline, tapped up and in, no. Another attempt by Tharp comes up a little short. Ball stolen away on the inbounds by Pridemore. Back to Scholar Haynes. He throws it up, can't get it to fall. And finally, Eminence said enough is enough. Brian Barber pointing at Nahira, telling him to think. Be smart.
Well, he understands that foul was committed a long way away from the basket. Really, no need. You talked about earlier. His second foul was not moving his feet, and that's really what happened on his third one.
501 and 192.
Whew, a lot of wins.
Riverton Park and Danville. Lion's share of that with the Warriors. Okay, those folks at Danville last year lost a couple of pretty good coaches in Kaylee May and Brian Barber.
Well, those two did it the right way on the court and off of the court. And I think that's where you're going to see a little bit of a dip from Danville possibly.
Gregory had a good look and came in the scope of the offense. Boy, the Bulldogs are doing a good job of running the fast break in this quarter, taking advantage of those fast break opportunities, being very unselfish with the basketball. And Hudson McLeod has his 6th point, and it's 61-27, and McLeod gets fouled.
It's going to be Eli Jones's 3rd foul. And again, what Monrovia's done really well tonight is a transition from defense to offense quickly. And I give Brian Barber a lot of credit for that.
Bulldogs going to inbound it. 61-27, going to start the season 1-0. Remains to be seen when their next game will be. They hope it's not December 12th against Speedway. Haynes for 3. No. Tharp with a rebound. How many times have we said that tonight?
Tharp has been all over the place. A very solid night, playing very well. Has 10 points and has done a really good job on both ends.
His sister, optometrist, believe back here in Indianapolis now. She played softball at Monrovia, was an outstanding pitcher, took them to a semi-state, pitched for a couple of years in what is now IU Indy. Just a great family, and I'm telling you, Coach, she was one of the best pitchers I think I have seen, because you couldn't tell by her demeanor if she was ahead by a run or down by a run. I mean, she had the very same even-keeled demeanor no matter what the score was.
Well, the nice thing is, again, for mom and dad, you got to be very, very proud. Both boys and your children, both boys and girls are doing so well. And again, I like to be able to see that, and I think it's a big deal. Just in general, but I really have been impressed the way that Tharp has played.
This game, proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications, doesn't just provide ordinary old internet service. The blazing fast, high-speed, filter-based service is a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play and connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call 800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. Thanks to the folks at Endeavor for their outstanding support of this contest each and every year, be it at the Brandsburg Crack Memorial Gymnasium in Monrovia or here in Eminence. Looking forward to another exciting season of basketball on ISC Sports. You name it, a lot of sports.
Well, the nice thing now is, again, I love the idea that we can broadcast for people all over the country and world.
The world, yeah.
They can come, and if they're not here to see their grandkids and their children play, I think that's a big deal.
I'll tell you, when I first realized the impact of this is Monrovia is going to get another fast break opportunity, and Hudson McLeod has 8 points now. We did the wrestling state finals. There was a young man from Martinsville whose dad was at the semi-state, and the day after the semi-state is the Bulldogs take advantage of another turnover and another dunk by Nahira. And his dad was deployed to Afghanistan. His dad was deployed to Afghanistan as Scholar Haynes almost ends up in our lap. And his dad was able to watch him compete in the wrestling state finals because he was able to get the live stream there on his military base.
That is such a great story and such a great thing for a father who's serving our country, which we cannot thank enough, and just be able to be a part of the experience of your son in those state finals.
Bulldogs have blown it open. 40-point lead now with 90 seconds left, and the defense continues. And they are going to play to the whistle. I mentioned it that his mindset, his philosophy is to play 32 minutes. And the clock continues to run because they got the 35-point lead. And the Bulldogs get another steal. McLeod going to try to go coast to coast and does. He's padding the stats late. 12 points for McLeod.
Well, again, you are, if you are Brian Barber, you're happy with game one. Hopefully game two happens in November and not too much into December. And so, again, I know they're hopefully playing next weekend and not the 12th.
And I think Drew Dorsett's team is only going to get better.
Yeah,
and better.
They are. I think there's some good pieces here, and I think, to your point, I think not having Finney, which I felt bad for the young man, but is good for the program to be able to have to play without him. But I like Drew Dorsett's team. I think they're better than what they were last year. I think it's going to show in wins.
Peyton Watkins checks into the ball game for Eminence. The official asked for a play to be stopped so those players could get in so Watkins could get in for the final 34 seconds or so. Hampton had been in earlier, along with Pridemore. And they're going to stand with the ball on the hip now, and the clock's going to wind down. Bulldogs going to start the season 1-0 and give Brian Barber career win number 502. And the Eels going to start 0-1, but there are wins just around the corner for this program. A good start for Brian Barber and the Bulldogs. The final score, 69-27. Bulldogs jumped out to a 17-0 lead in the first quarter and were never seriously threatened. Sculler Haynes had 15 points to lead the Bulldogs, 13 points for Hayden Nahara, 12 points for Clay Tharp. Hudson McLeod with 12 points, 8 of those coming in the final quarter on fast break opportunities. Eli Hampton with a couple of three-pointers and 6 points. Reed Monroe with 6 points off the bench. Hudson Pridemore rounds out the scoring with 5. Jonathan Myers paced his ball club with 15. Eli Jones with 6. James Jeffries with 4, and Cullen Mowry added a late bucket. Bulldogs 17-5 at the end of 1, 31-14 at the intermission, 49-22 at the end of 3. The final score 69-27. Partner, overall, your thoughts on this contest tonight?
I thought it was a really great start for Monrovia. I thought they got off to a 17-0 start, but I thought they played with great intensity, great grit and determination, and great start for Brian Barber's era here with Monrovia. But Drew Dorsett, you're going to win some games this year. You're going to win a lot more than what they have here in a while. So I thought it was a good start for both teams.
And the Bulldogs are going to keep possession of the powder keg for another year. And again, we'll see exactly what the schedule's like and how it unfolds. Supposed to play Cascade December 5th. Some talk of moving that to December 6th. If they can't schedule another game, the Bulldogs will be idle until December 12th when they host Speedway for a conference boys and girls doubleheader. Busy week ahead after the holiday break for Drew Dorsett and the Eminence Eels. December 3rd, International at 7:30. Tabernacle Christian on December the 1st. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Coach Scheib, to you and your family, and we will see you at Lucas Oil Stadium Friday and Saturday on the IHSAA Champions Network as we get ready to crown 6 new state champions in high school football.
Looking forward to that, and Mark, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful weekend with you broadcasting football.
All right, thanks to the good folks at Eminence, your outstanding athletic director, and Nick Dunkelbarger. Thanks for all the hospitality tonight. We really appreciate it. Also, thanks to John Regatius for being our guest. Halftime of game number 1. Daryl Gibbs and his girls win the powder keg from Monrovia in game 1 as well, and Daryl joined us at halftime for game number 2. For our entire crew at ISC Sports, great job with camera shots and production all night long. For Lance Scheib, this is Mark James saying so long, everybody.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.